I can't stop laughing about what I did after my daughter nearly died. I arrived to get my daughter from school 10 minutes before dismissal, but after waiting 20 minutes, she still hadn't appeared. Something felt wrong, so I headed inside to find her. But instead of locating her in the classroom, her teacher tracked me down first. Mrs. M. Vivian wore that expression, and suddenly it made sense why Sadie hadn't come outside. Ms. Vivian appeared troubled, saying, "We had an incident today." I exhaled, preparing for whatever she'd done. Sadie injured another student. Seriously, the Kruger child has a facial wound. Of course, I thought. This Dexter Kruger kid had a reputation across the school for strangling other children. I recognized his name immediately, since Sadie had returned home 3 different times this term with neck bruises, dark fingerprints circling her throat that made me furious every time. The school's response never changed. We're addressing it. Boys can be rough. Dexter has behavioral difficulties we're managing. Now my daughter, who spent recess making tiny leaf bandages for injured caterpillars, had apparently injured this boy enough to draw blood. Mrs. Vivian walked me down the corridor. "I'm genuinely disturbed by Sadie's actions today," she went on, shaking her head. "Violence isn't acceptable, no matter the situation. Dexter's parents are here already, and they're threatening legal action. They're talking about suing." My hands trembled as we moved. Sadie had never harmed a soul before. She once wrote an apology letter to our neighbor's garden after picking a flower. When we got to the office, I spotted her behind the glass. My baby sat in an oversized chair, her feet dangling above the ground. Her school clothes were messy. Her normally tidy braids had fallen apart, and dark purple marks were appearing on her neck. Not light bruising, but vivid handprints, purple and black. Her eyes met mine when I walked in, and rather than showing fear or rebellion, her brown eyes contained something unfamiliar. She seemed satisfied with herself. "Explain to your father what occurred," Mrs. Vivian instructed her. But before Sadie could speak, the door flew open, and Dexter's parents rushed inside. Mr. Kruger's face glowed red with fury, his wife gripping the boy's shoulder while he pressed a tissue against his brow. "This violent child assaulted my son," Mr. Kruger yelled, jabbing his finger at Sadie. "She struck him in the face, his eyebrows bleeding. We need to contact the authorities immediately." I began to reply, but Sadie rose, tugging her collar aside to show fresh, livid bruising on her neck, so severe you could identify each finger's position where Dexter had pressed. "He strangled me first," she whispered, her voice still rough. "But that's not why I hit him." Mrs. Vivian positioned herself between everyone. She explained cautiously, attempting to mediate. Dexter had trapped a younger boy from kindergarten, back by the playground structures. The child suffers from serious asthma, and he'd left his inhaler at home. Dexter became upset when the boy wouldn't hand over his snack money and pushed him into the fence. Sadie attempted to clarify too, her voice scratchy. "Dexter was strangling him, Dad. Ollie is only 5, and he already had trouble breathing. His face was going blue." Everyone fell quiet. I noticed the Krugers looked shocked. Mrs. Vivian went on. "Sadie placed herself between them. Dexter seized her neck when she refused to step aside. But Sadie didn't sob, didn't even react. She simply remained there, shielding Ollie. Then Dexter tightened his grip, and that's when she struck his eyebrow. I studied the Krugers, then Mrs. Vivian, then my daughter's damaged throat, and something changed in me. 'Let me see Dexter's injury,' I told his parents. She appeared confused, but gestured toward the wound. I approached and examined it, a minor gash above his eye, possibly requiring 2 stitches. 'Now observe my daughter's neck,' I went on, my tone developing an unfamiliar hardness. 'Those are choking marks. I'm a police officer, and your son's actions constitute felony assault. It's considered attempted murder when targeting the throat.' Mrs. Kruger grew anxious. He wasn't trying to harm anyone. Dexter has problems. We're addressing them. I looked at them icily. My department will be contacting you in the next few days. Strangling a child, particularly one defending another student, is treated extremely seriously." I lifted Sadie, her marked throat exposed for all to see. "Stay in town." We visited urgent care for documentation, but when I returned Sadie to school the following week, Dexter had vanished. 2 days following the incident, his parents had enrolled him 3 districts away. I never contacted my department, never submitted any paperwork, but imagining them flinching at every doorbell, peering out windows for squad cars, lying awake anticipating that police visit that would never arrive, that felt better than any real investigation would have. The truth is, I'm not even in law enforcement. I work in insurance sales.